What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OG GM, coming to you live from a small island off the coast of Costa Rica at 9:14 in the morning on a rainy Wednesday morning, June 4th, in the year of our Lord Mackie Ito 2023. What's up? We've got some Critical Role nerd news. We got some Critical Role news. Apparently, we should maybe just set one day a week to Critical Role news, because they are being very newsworthy with the Candle Obscura Illuminated Worlds Daggerheart thing and the fate of Campaign 3. Apparently, in this regards to this, Twitch changed its rules. I didn't know that, didn't care about that. It introduced new policies, I guess, today regarding advertising and branded content. This is interesting because last night it was announced that Twitch and WWE have signed a huge partnership deal. I wonder if this is part of the reason, and this has something to do with it. If WWE did a huge thing where it wouldn't allow its employees to be Twitch people anymore, because a lot of them are making money on the side doing Twitch, and video gaming, or in Mandy Rose's case, other things. So yesterday it was announced that WWE and Twitch signed a huge partnership deal, and now WWE stars can start twitching again. They just have to, of course, give a percentage of their funds to Vince. But now this happened this morning. So fans are speculating on what this could mean because of the advertising and branded content changes. Let's see what changes. Sponsored content has not been banned on Twitch entirely, but there have been updated rules that have eliminated the use of burned-in video and audio advertisements, and now require on-screen logos to occupy only 3% of the stream's screen size. The unboxing and sponsored gameplay content that constitutes a large portion of Twitch output will still be permitted, as are panel ad, chance links, and product placements. Sam Riegel's ad reads and whisper interludes could still fall within Twitch's guidelines, but the size of Critical Role sponsors' logos may have to decrease, and the mid-break content likewise require modification to adhere to the uploaded policies. Obviously, this is going to hurt maybe, the other people on Twitch besides Critical Role. A lot of Twitch YouTubers, a lot of Twitch video gamers, a lot of Twitch people who do OnlyFans and use Twitch to generate attention to their OnlyFans. There's thought of a boycott and people leaving Twitch. A lot of the VTubers are leaving Twitch for better pastures. A lot of the people who use Twitch as a way to also get, attention to their OnlyFans no pages have been talking about leaving Twitch because, there's better ways to draw attention, and other sites that will let them do the same thing with not as many oversights. I don't know. Is this really a big deal for Critical Role? Maybe for other Twitch broadcasters it might be, because it's, they rely on that money through their sponsors to help them make eventual money, much like I rely on you supporting me by, signing up with some of my sponsors. Not that I have any, but if I did, I would ask you to, purchase a copy of WRETCHED Vigilantes from the Red Room that I worked on, because that'd be a great way to support me, or to sponsor me, or to sign up for the site if you haven't yet, because I need 2,000 subs by the end of the year. But I think Critical Role is okay money-wise, but smaller people who rely on a big advertising and now have to do that advertising link is going to be smaller, which means less people are going to link it, and they can, they have to maybe tone down the amount of times they say, hey, and support my sponsor, OGGM, and I get a percentage of every time you go to that link. If that's smaller, drawing less attention to it means eventually less money in the pocket. That said, I think Critical Role will be fine, guys, money-wise. I don't think that Twitch stream icon getting smaller will affect the way they run Critical Role, or affect Sam's little plays, or change the way they make their money, because I don't know if you remember this, they have that huge Amazon deal. So I think they're okay. Speaking of Critical Role, What's going on with Candle Obscura this week? Anything? Has there been any changes to Candle Obscura since last week? Because apparently I'm just going to have to set aside one day a week to talk about Critical Role and Candle Obscura. So let's see. Candle Obscura, any changes? Nope. Just a reminder for the people who keep still making the mistake in regards to who created Candle Obscura and what is going on with Candle Obscura in relation to Illuminated Worlds and Daggerheart and Dungeons and Dragons. So, because this is still something people don't understand. I mean, even at my worst, even when I hated Critical Role the most, I understood the basic ability to read what is written on the site. So, guys, come on. This doesn't require too much work. I mean, I guess at this point, people are just using it as a chance to clout chase, to, just make fun of Matt Mercer because he wrote Candle Obscura and he's trying to steal money from D&D and other games. All right, first, Matt Mercer has nothing to do with Candle Obscura other than he DM'd one session. Candle Obscura was designed by Spencer Stark and Rowan Hall. Spencer Stark and Rowan Hall are former employees of the company that makes Blades in the Dark. So they worked on Blades in the Dark. They worked on Forged in the Dark. They've made product for Blades in the Dark. And now they are taking the design ideas from Blades in the Dark, Forged in the Dark, and adding it to Candle Obscura and Illuminated Worlds. So if you're looking for something that Illuminated Worlds is mostly going to reflect, it's GURPS/Blades in the Dark. So yeah, Candle Obscura is a source book for Illuminated Worlds. Illuminated Worlds is the core rules that Candle Obscura takes place in. There's going to be other things that take place in that world rules. So to use a reference point, GURPS or WRETCHED. WRETCHED is the role-playing game rule book. WRETCHED Conspiracies, WRETCHED Apocalypse, WRETCHED Vigilantes are all source books written using the rule set from WRETCHED. So you could purchase WRETCHED Vigilantes, which I wrote separately, and just use it as a source book for any tabletop role-playing game, superhero game. But if you want to play it as written, you would also need to purchase a copy of the WRETCHED role-playing game. Candle Obscura is a source book. It does contain a chopped-up version of the rules because the Illuminated Worlds source book isn't out yet. But it is a source book using the Illuminated Worlds rule set. It has nothing to do with Wizards of the Coast. Notice there's no mention of Hasbro or Wizards of the Coast on the cover. It has nothing to do with Hasbro. It has nothing to do with D&D. Matt Mercer has nothing to do with this. This is all people who used to work for Blades in the Dark, Forged in the Dark, who have since come over and created Illuminated Worlds, of which Candle Obscura is part of. Now, that live stream play they did of Legend of Zelda, which was an approved official but not canon Legends of Zelda role-playing game, which means that Nintendo had some say in it and was consulted upon it and said that this is okay, this is official, used Powered by the Apocalypse, which is a completely separate rule system. They did not use Candle Obscura. They did not use Illuminated Worlds. They did not use Dungeons and Dragons. They used Powered by the Apocalypse, which has been around for about 8 years and is a great system. It's just lacking one thing to make it amazing. Why did they use Powered by the Apocalypse instead of Illuminated Worlds? Well, probably because Illuminated Worlds wasn't ready yet when they filmed the Legend of Zelda thing. They wanted to tie the Legends of Zelda play that they did right into with the release of the new Legends of Zelda video game, and perhaps the Japanese producer was more comfortable using an established award-winning system as opposed to Illuminated Worlds, which nobody has seen yet, and they weren't comfortable with. Does this mean Critical Role, Darrington Press now has a deal with Nintendo to go forward and make official Nintendo role-playing content? Maybe. It could be. I mean, I don't know. If they made that Legends of Zelda into an official published product, it would make bank. It would definitely make bank. Is Illuminated Worlds looking to destroy D&D? No, because it's a completely separate system geared for a completely different audience. It's trying to go after the GURPS / Powered by the Apocalypse / Fate / Forged in the Dark / Blades in the Dark D6 market. It is not going for D20 fantasy. That's what Daggerheart's for. And we still don't know anything about Daggerheart, but the general assumption is it's going to be a D20 fantasy system to compete with 5e. Who knows? It might even just be a ripoff of 5e, much like, Tales from the Valiant is. We don't know anything about Daggerheart, but there's no connection between Candle Obscura and Daggerheart. There's no connection between Candle Obscura and Dungeons and Dragons. There's no connection between Candle Obscura and Matt Mercer. He had nothing to do with it. He DM'd one game, but he did not write it. Somebody else wrote it. Who that guy is? He's a guy that used to work for Blades in the Dark. So if the system seems familiar, it's because basically, yeah, it is the Blades in the Dark system. He took it and he ran with it and he took it to a new place. And we'll see what happens to it when Illuminated Worlds is finally out in August for Gen Con and we can see the finished product. That was exhausting. If you have any more questions about Candle Obscura, please let me know. I feel like this is something I'm going to have to do every week now. So we'll just dedicate one day a week to Critical Role, much like we do Warhammer. If you have any other questions, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 2,000 subs by the end of the year. If you haven't picked up your copy by WRETCHED Vigilantes yet, check the link down below and pick up a copy because I wrote it. Till next time, I'm the OG GM. Drive careful, it's raining. See ya.